We've built MyVisitorLog to work in any business environment, whether it be a cafe, factory, warehouse, farm, wherever, but also for environments such as professional services, so accounting firms, law firms, architects, medical centres, etc., where it is still important that we record who our visitors are and have the ability to contact trace them. So here's an example. If I was running a small accounting firm, I would have a site card in reception where the visitor would arrive. Now, assuming the visitor has a smartphone, there is also a reception mode, which I'll show you in a second. So the visitor would take their smartphone, open their camera, simply scan our site QR code, which will open the MyVisitorLog application. Now, once I'm logged in, then I have the ability to enter the compulsory fields, which is my contact details. So it's my email address, my name, and my phone number. Now, if I've never been here before, it will ask me to fill these fields in, but because in this particular case I've visited this site before, it's remembered who I am. Now, there is no app, there's nothing to install on the phone, it's purely using the browser and smartphone's camera. So once I've got in here, then I can say what business I work for. So this is a smart list. So if I type in ABC, then it'll tell me whether there's been any other company. So I work for ABC Limited. It will ask me who I'm visiting. Now, this is optional, so asking them who they work for and asking them who they're visiting is optional, but I can type in a list of available known contacts in the particular practice that the visitor is entering. So I choose that I'm going to have a meeting with Steve Nathan. Then we have the ability to enter some user-definable health and safety text that the visitor needs to read and acknowledge. Now, you don't have to have this, but in the current environment, most of our clients are doing that. We also have the ability to ask them some key questions. Now, they could be health questions, so I can ask whether they've been unwell, or a COVID-specific question. Obviously, once we're out of COVID, then you won't need to do that, but you may have some other questions you want to ask them. I can also ask them to acknowledge that they've read my health and safety policy, and then I've got, so there can be 5 of these checkbox questions, and then I can also have 5 text questions. So I could ask them, for example, what's the purpose of their visit? So I could say it's a meeting with Steve, if that's what I wanted to do, and then the visitor simply checks in. Now, once they've checked in, they get another message which thanks them for signing in. It lets them know that the person that they are meeting with has been notified, because we have the ability for the system to send a notification to the person that they're visiting in your organization, and that's an instant message. It can also be an email to that same person, which means if they're in another part of the building, then the reception person can't find them. Then if they've got their cell phone with them, they'll be receiving a notification. Then the visitor simply goes, has their meeting. At a later point, they come back, and then they would check out. So I'd go check out, and I'm given another message, which again is user definable. So all the messaging, all the questions in the MyVisitorLog application are controlled by you, and then I simply close the browser and I'm back to my smartphone screen. So it's super fast, super easy. You can have the site set up for your particular professional practice in about 15 minutes. And then once you've got that, then you're able to contact trace and also manage health and safety for all of the visitors to your site.